voice, I can see anywhere. Today we are going to start the very important vital organ present in the thoracic region. As you all know that we have covered the thoracic cage, the walls of the thoracic cavity, and now we are going to start the heart. First of all, the thing which you should have to remember that this vital organ which is present in the thoracic cage being aided by the collar of bones around, on the sides ribs are present, in front the sternum, the body, manubrium, xiphoid process all present, and behind we have got 12 thoracic vertebrae. So they all surrounds these vital structures, the two lungs, the heart in the middle, the great vessels. So this is the additional support which is given to us by the God. Next to it will be the heart, which is embryologically derived from the union of two parallelly running tubes. Two heart tubes, they unite together to form the different compartments. One end of the tube is arterial and the other end is venous. The heart is being wrapped by a fibrous layer of membrane which is called the fibrous pericardium. It totally surrounds the heart and it goes up to the roots of the emergence of the vessels, great vessels. So it totally surrounds the heart. Below to it would be an envelope of thin membrane that is called serous pericardium. The serous pericardium lies inside and also it surrounds all the heart up to the level of the roots of the great vessels. This fibrous layer gives rise to attachment of the heart in the thoracic cage, in the thoracic cavity by means of certain adhesions or ligaments. And you see that this heart is lying in the thoracic cavity. Here, the left side of the thoracic cage, this is the right side. The apex of the heart lie in the fifth intercostal space. This is the first, second, third, fourth and fifth. That is 1.5 inches away from the external edge. So this lies exactly like this. The apex of the heart in normal conditions, in normal individuals, that should be in the fifth intercostal space. And you know that the portion of the heart, the surface of the heart, which is lying just behind the sternum and the ribs, this is called sternocostal surface. So you see that the heart is lying like this with the base and the sternocostal surface lie in front, which exactly lie behind the sternum and the costal cartilages. This organ is having two, broadly speaking, two parts. One is for receiving the blood, the other is for injecting the blood. Altogether, this is just like a shape of a pyramid, having a base, an apex, and the walls. This side, you see behind the smooth area, this is the base of the heart, and this is the apex of the heart. Apex, base. So this is the base and this is the apex. This area, which lies just above the diaphragm, is called diaphragmatic surface. So this is the diaphragm. If the diaphragm lies here below, and the surface of the heart which rests over the diaphragm is the diaphragmatic surface. The anterior surface is also called sternocostal surface. There are two other surfaces which lie, one on the left side and the other on the right side. These are called the pulmonary surfaces. The left and the right pulmonary surface. So what are the surfaces? The surfaces would be anterior or sternocostal surface, the diaphragmatic surface, the left pulmonary surface, the left surface, and the right pulmonary surface. This smooth area is the base of the heart, and this is the apex of the heart. If we just think about that, the two things, one is if you go back in the embryological phase of development, a single long tube with an arterial end and a venous end, and these two forms a U-shaped curvature, and there would be formation of bulgings. So one end should be arterial, the other should be venous. So in case of the heart, from the anterior surface, there are two major vessels emerging. One is from the left ventricle, the other is from the right ventricle. If we go inside, you can see that the two chambers which are on the receiving side. These are the atria, right and the left, and these are for ejecting the blood out. So this is the right ventricle, this is the left ventricle inside. So one vessel is emerging from the right ventricle, the other vessel is emerging from the left ventricle. So this is the site where you can see that from the sternocostal surface, two major vessels, they are moving up. And they should have to move up to the point where you can see, we have studied this manubrium sterni. If we divide the manubrium sterni into two halves, upper and the lower half, the major artery, which is the arch of the aorta, this aorta is the aorta which is emerging from the major artery, which is emerging from the left ventricle of the heart. It may reach up to the half of the back of the sternum, manubrium sternum. And this, from right side, it moves up, curves, and then dips down. So the manubrium sterni will be divided into two halves, upper half, lower half. So this arch of aorta curves like this. So this is the most superior, extreme part of this cardiovascular apparatus. And I have told you that the most inferior part and the most important part related to the ejection of the blood, that is the left ventricle, which forms the apex of the heart. As I have told you, that this apex of the heart, that lie in the fifth intercostal space, 1.5 inches side of the sternum, on towards left. And the diaphragmatic surface lie over diaphragm, and the base is the smooth area where all the pulmonary veins, they will have to enter into the left atrium. Now, what are the features which you come across while studying the different surfaces? You see, the apex of the heart is primarily formed by the contribution of the left ventricle. Left ventricle forms the apex of the heart. The sternocostal surface, as you know, that this all area lie in the sternocostal surface. So the left ventricle, the right ventricle, the right atrium, and the left auricle that lies in this. Regarding the base of the heart, as I have told you, that this area, which is formed by the four pulmonary veins, they move into the upper chamber, atrium, and that is the left atrium of the heart. The diaphragmatic surface, as you know, that this area lie, this diaphragm lie below to it, so some portion, most of the left ventricle and some portion of the right ventricle, that establishes this area. The anterior surface, if you study that the major vessels, they are emerging from the anterior surface, the pulmonary trunk and the aorta. The ascending aorta, the arch of aorta, then descending aorta. The pulmonary trunk that moves up, seeing the same fashion, but it is just like twisting with the aorta. So this would be the upper end of the tube, and the lower end of the tube would be comprising of these areas, the venous end, superior inferior vena cava, and the pulmonary veins. As I have told you that the outer surface of the heart is enclosed in a fibrous bag, a bag of fibrous membrane, and that fibrous membrane is called fibrous pericardium. It gives support to the heart to be in its original position. It never allows the overfilling of the heart because it is fibrous in nature, and that gives rise to the different structures that pass under it. Below to it would be the serous pericardium. As I have told you, all the layers, you see the great vessels, the serous pericardium will have to curve on their axis. The serous layer divides into two, the visceral layer and the parietal layer. The parietal layer lie outside under cover of the fibrous pericardium, and the visceral layer is very much adherent to all these structures. In between the serous, parietal and the visceral pericardium, we had a space, and that space is filled up by a fluid which is called pericardial fluid. Yes. So this, I think, I find difficulty, and no.
You can see things. What is it? Speak to them. Like walking here, I want to look in another screen here and here.
So that would be easy for the yes. Yes. Should be the light should be.
يعني معلش يا شباب، يعني هنا هندسه بتيجي starting for this way to describe to you is easy one. If there is some mistake it will be corrected later on, especially when you will be using category. This is a plastic body and we are going to train on it, and also you're going to train with us for that. You more be, I think that will be more clever than us. Huh? I think that. But here, this surface of the heart, we're looking for this surface. Just here. I want forceps. Either. I want forceps.
دكتور سمير
واحد فين؟ في الهارت to identify its the heart, you must looking for this superior vena cava. Okay, this disappear, and this one is the inferior vena cava. Okay, this one, and between them, on the outer surface of the heart, there are what is your name, sulcus terminalis. Sulcus, and this is right atrium. This is the right atrium, and this part is right auricle. Right auricle here, and another auricle is called left auricle.
كيف المنور يا دكتور؟
بصوا معايا عشان ما حدش ينسى الحكايه دي. زون، تعالى عادل معانا ساعد زون. اه ها. مش هنقعد كده عشان نتكلم عن حاجه.
Listen, please.
يعني انا هنا كده لما باصص معاكم، معلش يا سيد، بليز جاست minutes.
Yes, I'll describe the external features.
Yes. Here, as mentioned to you, this vein is superior vena cava, and one is, and this is called, and this is called right atrium. Okay? This right atrium, this is the right atrium, forming right pulmonary surface as mentioned by Dr. Zahid. Okay? And here, this is the right coronary artery. This is called coronary sulcus. Coronary, small part from right atrium, surround this. This is a pulmonary trunk. Pulmonary trunk. So that on the right side of pulmonary trunk, there are, this is right auricle, and this is right coronary artery. And also, this is a pulmonary trunk. On left side, there are left auricle, and another artery here, this one, it's called left coronary artery. ما تنساش المنظر اللي بقول لك عليه ده pulmonary trunk like big boss. big boss دايما حوالين منه اثنين معلمين اثنين بودي جارد on right side and on left side. But this is a pulmonary trunk having two bodyguard on right side and on left side. On right side is right auricle and right coronary. On left side there are left auricle and left coronary artery. This is the left ventricle. Left, this part of left ventricle here is called infundibulum. Infundibulum, Oma. Infundibulum. And this is right auricle. And I mentioned this is the right atrium. Between superior vena cava and inferior vena cava, there are a sulcus, which is called sulcus terminalis. Sulcus terminalis. Okay? And this is the right coronary artery. This is the right ventricle. This is called anterior interventricular groove containing artery, which is called the anterior interventricular artery, and with a vein, which is called the Greek cardiac vein. Greek cardiac vein. If you're looking for this right ventricle, it's forming this sternocostal surface. Right ventricle forming major part of ventricular part of the surface. And this two-thirds here, and here one third. If you're looking for this distance, this about 2 fingers, but this is 1 finger. And this apex of the heart. Dr. Sayed telling you that apex of the heart present in the left fifth intercostal space within mid-clavicular line. Within mid-clavicular line. Okay? This is the apex of the heart. So that, what is you see in this picture? You see, what is this? What is this and this is? This is a right auricle and what is this? Right coronary artery. What is this? What is this? Anterior interventricular groove containing artery or vein. The artery is anterior interventricular artery. والvein Greek cardiac vein. اسمه ايه؟ What is this? Left ventricle. What is this? Right ventricle. Okay? This is sternocostal surface of the heart. And also, in the sternocostal surface of the heart, you see an artery is called ascending aorta. Ascending aorta. Okay? This is called sternocostal surface. If I putting his heart like that, what does you see? This is inferior vena cava. And this is superior vena cava. And this right atrium. There are two veins here, but red in color. This vein, right pulmonary vein. Right? And this is left atrium. While this left pulmonary vein, you see here a vein. This vein is called the coronary sinus. Coronary sinus. And this artery is called circumflex coronary artery. Circum A. And this right coronary artery. Again, this base of the heart, left atrium, left A, there are right pulmonary vein, left pulmonary artery, and you see this coronary sinus, اسمه ايه؟ coronary, and this is called circumflex coronary artery. It is a continuation of left coronary artery. Left coronary artery. And this is called right coronary artery. This artery is called the posterior interventricular artery. This posterior interventricular artery with a vein which is called the middle cardiac vein. Middle. This surface is called the diaphragmatic surface. Diaphragmatic eh? If you're looking for the diaphragmatic surface, there are 1/3 here and 2/3 here. 1/3 from right ventricle, 2/3 from left ventricle, opposite to the sternocostal surface. For the sternocostal surface, right ventricle forming 2/3, with left ventricle 1/3. And this groove is called the posterior interventricular groove. Posterior interventricular groove. This posterior interventricular groove containing middle cardiac vein and artery which is called posterior interventricular artery, which arises from this artery in right coronary artery. إنما anterior interventricular artery is giving arise from left coronary artery. إنما while the posterior interventricular artery arise from right coronary artery. Right ايه؟ Again, يبقى الحاجات what you see here. This is the base of the heart. Left pulmonary vein. And this is called coronary sinus. Coronary. There are here an artery. This is right pulmonary artery. And this is the left pulmonary artery. But this is, if you're looking here, pulmonary trunk dividing into two. While here, this is a coronary sinus. And this is a left atrium. This is a right inferior vena cava. Superior, you see this right coronary and this circumflex. This is called posterior interventricular artery with middle cardiac vein. And this apex of the heart. This one. Apex of the heart. Okay? But this is called the external feature of the heart. يبقى النهارده you are going to know the exterior of the heart. مفيش حد منكم يمشي النهارده من هنا من المكان الا لما يعرف identify all these. هتقعدوا مجاميع مع بعض ومعاكم كل مجموعه هارت وتحاولوا تقروها مع بعض وتشوفوا الحاجات دي بتاع الكتاب بتاعكم وتبصوا فيه. وهنعدي على كل يعني المجموعه مثلا دي مع بعض، دول يبقوا مجموعتين ودول مجموعه. كل مجموعه هيبقى معاها هارت، طلع الكتاب وتبص عليه وبعدين هنيجي discuss with you about the exterior of the heart. Okay? الهارت signal to fate of your hand. Fate of your hand is present in the mediastinum, في الميدل mediastinum. It's giving rise to ascending aorta pulmonary and receiving superior vena cava and inferior vena. Having four chambers. chamber دي هنقولها مرتين. انما يهمني النهارده external feature of the heart. طبعا دكتور سيد telling you about the pericardium. البريكارديوم ده واحنا بنشرح القصه هنوريك البريكارديوم. مهما حكيت لك البريكارديوم هتفتح بقك وتقول يا حاج. خلاص مفهوم؟ انما العامه اللي القصه موجوده هنا يقول لك ادي البريكارديوم اهو. نعمل حط صبعك شوف امسك بعينيك هتلاقي نفسك ايه نور واضحه جدا. وبعدين مجموعه منكم تشرح الهارت تقول لنا وتوصفه لنا. بعد كده مجموعه تشرح اللنج تشرح وتوصفه لنا وتوريها لنا. تقول لنا عليه. نجيبهم يقعدوا هنا كده. يقولوا كده الكلام ده. وشك احمر بقى ويصفر من ايه؟ الفرق اللي ماشي؟ اتعلم هاو تو ليرن ايتش اذر. وده ان شاء الله سمعنا من الله. عشان كده انا ما ابتديتش باللنج النهارده لان اللنج اللي عندي بلاستيك مش هقول لك حته لنج كده ولا كده اللنج ما ينفعش. فانا ابتديت بالعرض اللي هو موجود النهارده. الاسبوع الجاي لما نبتدي نفتح القصه نبتدي مع بعض مجموعه تشتغل الاسبوع اللي بعده على اللنج جايزين معانا. ومجموعه جايزين الحرب ومعانا وتشوف معانا وهكذا. And together we are strong. How to learn each other. Okay? في نفس الوقت المفروض ان في توتوريال هيتعمل فانا هخلي كل العضو هيئه التدريس مسؤول عن التوتوريال بتاع مثلا دي 1 بتاع دي 2 بتاع ام 2 ام 1. انا عارف انك بتحبوا الدكتور عبد الحميد فخلي مسؤول معاكم على التوتوريال بتاع ام 1. اوكي؟ ماشي؟ دكتوره نوره تبقى ماسكه التوتوريال بتاع مجموعه ثانيه. دكتور سيد مجموعه ثانيه. وانا ابقى قاعد ابص اسمع. ابحث وايه وش خلاص اوكي. حد فاهم حاجه من اللي قلنا؟ ما تقول لا. ماشي. ثانك يو فور listening. طبعا حضراتكم نبقى العرض ده مع مجموعه. اتفضل.